We're now going to announce the players and get them onto the stage. It is the one and only RAPHA and Yup. See how this fares out. Of course, we mentioned before these two players have barely played against each other. We're not too sure if they've even played against each other in a tournament setting.
Probably not.
I would probably assume the only time we probably could have done it is maybe at the last QuakeCon, like in Romania. But apart from that, we don't know if that
I
even
don't think
occurred.
they played with each other there. So maybe they played some ranks with each other, maybe some scrims in a tournament setting. I highly doubt it, and definitely not in KeenCon before.
I'd probably say they probably have never played against each other, because at QuakeCon the top 8 seeded players always get a bye into the next round, which means that if he did, that makes perfect sense. So we'll have to see how he's going to match up against him. Been looking very, very solid. You can remember, this is the guy who actually took down Razy 2-0 in the groups. So definitely not someone to look over upon or underestimate that certain aspect.
Although I wonder how he's gonna feel after the game. It would be like, regardless of the winner, it would be nice to get the Up's words after the game, just because it's his first experience versus RAPHA in a competitive setting. I think all of us would like to know how it is to go versus RAPHA, to feel all that pressure coming at you at once versus the best player in the world. That would be quite an interesting interview, regardless of the winner of this.
Yeah, it actually would be. And I heard from some people that Yup is just like, he's not bothered, he just wants to take on anyone, which is the attitude you've got to have. If you start thinking twice about certain situations, you're not going to get any far at all.
Exactly, like you can only do as good as you aspire to be. If you aspire to be a top 16 player, you're not going to make it top 12.
No, that is very true actually, because that might have been the case before, but now he's been looking so much better compared to 15 months ago last year in Romania, and it's an entirely different person from what we saw. He's been grinding consistently still. We know that sadly he couldn't make it to QuakeCon this year, but he's been continuing to grind during the off-season, and now he's here ready to play. Same with Strong Sage, is also another player who actually made sure to keep up with his practice regimen. And now we can see what Yup can do against RAPHA. But before we go into the match at all, we do need the picks and bans, which we'll go through live shortly. We're just going to wait for them to get set up.
Yes, I'm not sure what's going to happen in the picks and bans, because Yup, he's fine with pretty much all the maps. I think he will probably try to force Crucible if he can, and I'm not sure if RAPHA has that much experience on Crucible, and RAPHA usually bans Sarnath, so maybe there's potential there for Yup to take that map. We'll see.
Well, Yup streams quite a lot, and he plays a lot of ranked on top of that if he can't find any games. So he's probably played a lot of Crucible, a lot of Exile, because it's in that ranked map pool. But for RAPHA though, it's a total opposite end really, isn't it? So we'll have to see. But the problem is, with his work ethic, it would be wrong or rude to say that he's not been experienced enough on Crucible. I'm sure he's got plenty and knows exactly how the meta works currently.
Surely, even the players that said they haven't played it enough, like Sirius and Navek, they were still pretty experienced in all of the angles and all of the routes, how to spam, how to attack items. So I'm sure RAPHA on Crucible will be nothing short of spectacular to watch.
Yeah, they knew it was advantageous, which wasn't even after supposedly 10 games played, or the amount of games they even played. It definitely showed the experience in the last Crucible games. In the last 3 or 4 series, we've had at least 2 Crucible games, and we've either seen a Death Knight in both of them, we've seen a kill randomly, and I think the kill did actually work quite well, but yeah, it's I'm in an R in the battle at the moment to see what's actually more preferred. But Death Knight is definitely up there.
Yeah, Death Knight, Kill, and probably Ranger are the top 3 picks for Crucible. I don't see any Light really being played there. Maybe Nyx, but it's a map with a lot of small hallways, a map with a lot of where spam damage does a lot of damage, a map with lava. So Light's definitely not going to be as helpful there. And there's also not a lot of critical chronometers for Nyx to pick up, so it's definitely not one of the champions there. But yeah, Ranger, Kill, DK, definitely the top champions there.
And even in the heavy department as well, Kill is probably the only viable option to be useful to some certain degree, of course, with the grenades and all the choke points that he had, which Zeniku was performing pretty well on. But in the end, the Death Knight was able to reign supreme. Obviously, not just Death Knight as the champion himself, but Psychic, the combat skills behind it was just ridiculous. It honestly was.
Just Psychic being Psychic, and he felt good about it, and he let us know. And I'm really excited to see how much further Psychic can take it in this tournament. almost as much as I am to see Strong Sage and Yup. It's hard when you talk about Yup not to mention Strong Sage, and when you talk about Strong Sage not to mention Yup, because they're two young up-and-coming players. They both grind a lot. They both grind a lot together, and they seem to have each other's back. In here, they seem to be good friends in here as well. So I'm sure Strong Sage will be there cheering for Yup.
Yeah, a lot of the Aston lads have been loud and proud, haven't they? Every time they've caused an upset or some kind of catastrophe up there. We've heard it every single time without fail, as both these players will be getting underway shortly with the picks and bans. And this is what's nice about the map pool as well. Yeah, sure, XR and Crucible has been added into the mix and replaced with a couple of the other maps, but that's what makes things a little bit dicey, because now players can't just ban their worst map every single time or ban that one map their opponent's very good at. It's that Crucible and XR picks which could really change the face of it, and it's pick your poison for the entire course of this event.
And in my opinion, there shouldn't even be a ban map to start. They should just go straight into pick, so that if there are 10 maps in the map pool, you have to learn them all.
Yeah, that's how it, it would be nice to have it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, dearie me.
Maybe in the future.
Yeah, well, you never know. This seems to be the go-to in terms of the rule set for quite a while.
Yeah, for pretty much every esport as well.
Yeah, exactly. So they're still discussing things at the moment before they do those picks and bans. I'm very curious to see what Yup's picks and bans are going to be. We're not really that experienced to what he's, not that what he's accustomed to, but what's his best and worst maps overall, because we could be something we may not even entail or witness or maybe been paying attention to, because we haven't really got a lot of information on him. We know that he streams a lot, like, almost
he
daily.
A lot and plays ranked a lot. I think his most played champion is probably Strog. As Strog is one of the champions that you can play on every map, so he queues ranked with it a lot. He's pretty good with it. When it comes to maps, I think he's pretty good in most of the maps. I don't think he's that good in like Blood Covenant. That's about it. The other maps, I think he's absolutely fine on.
Yeah, the comparison of RAPHA for Yup though is, of course, the lack of dueling experience, and we do have the picks and bans started. So it looks like Crucible is going to be banned by RAPHA straight away. Yup has banned a Blood Covenant, which is understandable. RAPHA's going to decided to pick Corrupted Keep, which I think is a very good pick, considering he can be a really rail-heavy player sometimes.
And now it's Yup. Does he go with Sarnat? Does he go with a map that he really favors? What's he going to do? He goes with Exile. Okay, I dig it.
Which wouldn't surprise me if RAPHA now does have the chance to ban Ruins as his next map. If he doesn't, then I'll be curious to see what he decides to ban instead.
He bans Awoken. Okay. So he puts the ball on Yup's court, right? Does he want to go with... He bans Ruins as well, so it's going to be Deep Embrace for last map. Okay.
I think he is, from what I've seen on stream, he's very, very good on Deep Embrace. I think it's either, do I choose my best map or select his worst map? And we don't really see him, I've never really seen him play Ruins too often.
Oh, Clutch is banned. RAPHA does not want any of that business, and as expected, Yup goes straight for the Strog. And RAPHA with a Ranger, that classic matchup we've never seen before.
Yeah, I've never seen that. Yeah, it's quite surprising, isn't it?
And Yup, I wonder what he's gonna ban now, because RAPHA will likely want some kind of mobility. Maybe RAPHA wants the Scale Bearer. I'm not sure what other champions with good mobility are for this map. He bans the Anarchy. Okay, I get it. RAPHA might just go with the Scale Bearer right now.
Certainly could. He's
because there are not many champions. Like, we know RAPHA's philosophy is like he likes champion with mobility. And on Exile, you can't really play Slash, you can't really play Athena, and the Scale Bearer it is.
Okay.
My predictions are just amazing today. What's happening?
I'll stop at you. I know you're just fabulous with your predictions on there, mate. So,
and Yup, what does he play with this? Does he go with Visor? Does he go with like a Galena? Does he go with a Keel? BJ, okay.
Okay, that's interesting. So what is going to happen on Deep Embrace then? So we can see that the Slash is still available. That could potentially get banned by RAPHA.
I don't think
Athena as well. Yep, Slash is banned. Yeah,
so Yup has to go with Athena, right? And then RAPHA might have to go with a Doom or something. I would be very surprised if Yup doesn't just pick Athena. It's taking an awful long time to pick it.
Maybe he doesn't want to choose Athena.
He goes Doom, so RAPHA, and he gives the Athena to... Oh, I hope he doesn't go to third map. I don't think...
Oh, he didn't even think twice about that. Literally within 3 seconds flat, he went straight for the Athena.
Maybe Yup doesn't really play Athena, I guess.
I've never seen him play Athena, personally. Not a lot, anyway.
If it goes to third map, that's... I don't see anyone beating RAPHA's Athena on Deep Embrace with a Doom.
I think he has a chance on Exile for Yup. For For Quake Champions, RAPHA is so strong on. This is the worrying factor.
I mean, RAPHA's strong on everywhere, right?
Yeah, but Exile, we have seen some weaknesses here and there.
Yeah.
But I think the scale would be a good pick. A lot of people have mentioned about the Sorlag and the scale being a little bit more difficult to use on LAN. Of course, we talked about it before with the increased hitboxes on the LAN building comparison. But yeah, that third map is a massive worry indeed. Fact that he didn't choose, even if he's like quite inexperienced with the Athena, you'd think he would just choose it anyway, just so it's not in his hands.
Yeah, because with Doom, I mean, Doom is fine as well on Deep Embrace, right? It has a little bit more stack than Athena, but the speed that Athena brings to the table is unmatched. The only other character that can match is Slash. So that's really good knowledge also by RAPHA, knowing that Yup doesn't really have Athena in his repertoire. So just banning Slash, knowing that if he picks Athena, he is not really experienced with it, so he's more likely to just leave it out.
I think the map picks Yup should be happy with, but just not the champions, especially for those last two maps. The first map, yeah, is standard. Who hasn't seen Quake keep with strong and range? If you haven't, then must be living under a rock at this point. But yeah, it's quite rough. I think the BJ is not really too much of a bad counter against him. Like, of course, you know, with the Ranger taken out, it's not, you know, it's a bit difficult. Eisen, you can't really use the Eisen on Exile anyway, just to put a stop to that bull rush.
The point with BJ is like, if RAPHA goes for
the damage.
Yeah, RAPHA goes for the heavy, he's going to be on the rockets, raining down rockets. If RAPHA goes for the mega, he's going to be below with shaft or spamming rockets at the mega. That's it. The rest of the map doesn't really change much. But the Deep Embrace, that's going to be a problem.
I think Yup just went for the comfort route, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he could have gone for Ruins, but he decided, okay, I'm going to go with my comfort picks, and then I'll think about it when we get there. And now the problem is going to be getting there.
I wonder if he banned Ruins because he knew that RAPHA was going to ban the Slash, and then he probably still would not have selected the Athena.
Yeah, but
do you know
then I don't think Athena is that good on Ruins, to be honest.
No, that's true. How often do you see it?
There are a lot more traps to be made with versus Athena on Ruins that there are on Deep Embrace. But he's very comfortable on Deep Embrace. So yeah. I guess what we said, it's right the first time. He just went with his own comfort picks, not really caring about what RAPHA wants.
Just give him what he wants.
just give him what he wants, or he'll take it, and it's gonna get messy.
It certainly will indeed. Thanks for holding up, guys. That's the picks and bans already for us before on Very Eyes. That's where we start on Quake Champions with the Strog versus Ranger, and we're going to see what Yup can do. Again, in terms of statistical knowledge with win rates, we're pretty sure these two have not played against each other in an offline environment. Could be wrong, but we're pretty certain of that anyway. So we'll see what Yup can do. And he's a promising player. He's always been that up-and-coming player for the last few years. And he's already achieved his best placement. We know that at the QuakeCon back in Romania, I think it was, I'm not sure if it was top 24 or top 20. I want to say top 20, not 100%. But for him, though, he's already in the top 12. So he's already progressed really well. And he should be pretty pleased with his performance. And he has been. Like, every single time he's caused an upset or he's won a match, he's been super hyperactive about it and been super pleased and humble about the situation as well. So we'll have to see if he can continue. This is a match for top 6, so that would be ridiculous if he was not just the top of RAPHA, but to actually get top 6 as well. But we could be go a little bit too far.
Isn't it a match for top 8 if we're at top 12?
No, because on the winning side it goes it goes 16.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It goes 16, 12, 6, 3, 1.
I think we're gonna start getting underway soon. Just one of the players had to take a little break.
Yeah.
And he came back now.
Yeah. Finally.
What I'm really curious, there we go, the players are starting to load into the game.
Right, so let's see who's going to make it into the top 6. So this is the first spot in the winners semi-finals between the likes of RAPHA and Yup, and we're going to be kicking things off from RAPHA's perspective.
Just going straight for the heavy, getting the light, and now straight for the... There might be a fight here. If Yup decides to go, oh my god, already so much damage. RAPHA might just turn on the aggression soon. He has a shotgun, he might use the AWP to get it, but he decides, okay, I also have the heavy machine gun and the LG. He's just doing so much damage, not taking any in return. Finally, a little bit of damage by Yup, not really enough to discourage RAPHA from pursuing the frag. RAPHA might want the frag before the next major item. There he goes, he wants the kill. He's going to get it, the first kill starts with a ring out, and RAPHA as usual. Getting the kill. Oh no, he's gonna get another. Yup, he's here too early. RAPHA doesn't even need to get his kill. He's just gonna go to the Mega. Now, Yup has nothing to his name. Not dying there was probably the worst thing for him.
Probably, yeah, because then he's going to be able to pin him on spawn and how he sees fit with the spawn from that red room, and he's already going straight for it around that archway, but no, nothing to be found. He's actually going to circulate around into the red room. He's only got that nail gun, and with the stack advantage in comparison, RAPHA should be fine. Yes, he is already 3-0, and we're only just over a minute in.
And RAPHA, the way he plays is very timing based with the fights, and he knows he has all the items to back off to. He just plays so much with that. Just waiting for Yup to move, because RAPHA doesn't need to move. He might actually let Yup get the Mega. Okay, that's a little bit not sure the intention of that, but at least it made Yup get out of that position. And now back to punishing him with a heavy machine gun.
I was going to say, things have stabilised a little bit. Did take a bit of damage from that heavy machine gun, as you rightly said. Heavy picked up again. Almost uncontested from Yup. And Yup's now just standing his ground top middle to try and get some damage. Some good rockets, mind you, but not enough to really turn the tide here. The LG's looking pretty good from RAPHA. As we know, that semicircle around the Mega can be a little bit of a nuisance, especially with the height advantage from the opposing player.
Oh, he almost did that one. RAPHA just took a step back and managed to dodge it completely. And RAPHA knows exactly when all of the armors in the map are spawning, just going to go for a quick orb to shotgun combo. Nice little rocket champ. He knows when this is spawning, and then it's the heavy. He's not really caring much about the Mega. He's caring a lot more about the armors, and Yup is feeling a little bit constrained in this map.
Oh, he's actually caught him with his trousers down a little bit there. Got a good amount of damage, but not enough to trade out, sadly. He's going to be heading straight towards those rockets. He went straight into his LG, and that's going to be a nice little clean-up there from RAPHA, now 6-0.
I think RAPHA got all of the last 6 items on the map. If he gets the bottom light now, I just want to see how many items in a row he can get. This is the 7th. Now it's going to be 8 with this with his heavy armor. I've seen RAPHA get to like 20. Oh, that's a lot of damage by Yup. With the Mega, RAPHA is very low. Yup can just... If he rushes the rocket like he's doing, he might actually have a chance to get this fight. He decides to go back. I think this was his best chance of getting something done there. But with only the shotgun, he did not dare to push, which is a little bit sad. I think that was probably his best chance of actually coming back to the game. And you can see RAPHA already picked up 9, 10, and now going for the 11th item in a row. How many items can he actually get in a row? What's your prediction, Lethal?
So that last bit again with the armors?
How many items? He has 11 items in a row right now.
Right. Are you waiting for me to do quick maths again? Are you waiting for me to do quick maths again?
Yeah, no, just tell me how many you think he's gonna get. Until Yup manages to get another item.
Is this excluding or including lights?
Including lights, he has 12 in a row. Yup has not been able to get 1 light armor.
I reckon in the next...
Oh no! Oh my god.
I reckon in the next minute. Surely.
Oh,
there
okay,
you go.
Yup gets 1.
So I was right, next minute.
Yup
next 2 seconds.
I mean, Yup was doing the right thing, right? He was trying not to do damage RAPHA to avoid fights so that he could eventually get 1 of the light armors. Because if RAPHA... Oh, this should be another frag. Okay, he survives. Because if RAPHA doesn't take damage, he cannot keep picking up the lights. So Yup did the right thing. Sadly, RAPHA did find him and got that ring out. And now Yup is forced to fight again.
Continues with the damage on the heavy machine gun. So weak. Just a matter of time. He's been a little bit predictable as well, going for those health bubbles. RAPHA expected that. So now switching over from Yup's perspective to see what else he can do here, because it's pretty much like going to a running truck at the moment, as he's done a little bit of damage with those rockets.
Get the Mega.
RAPHA's going straight over and manages to steal one, finally.
And you get the heavy. This would be a big steal for him. Not sure he can come back into this game, but it would be nice to see him have a couple of frags to get ready for the next map.
Yeah, or at least keep the score as respectable as possible. Good evasion with those rockets. I feel like he's playing like himself a little bit more now. Had his struggles at the start.
That's good. He can actually get a kill here. Might chase with the picker. Oh, the rocket there by RAPHA. Still fine. And Yup finally getting some sense of control into the map. He's finally getting a couple of items. Feeling a little bit more confident. There's the heavy though.
Just learning to do his aggression. She's been able to do pretty much for the entirety of this game. Good damage with the Pika. Almost getting cleaned stand up? Yes, he does, and RAPHA will make that his 10th frag.
He's back here, he's fine. Still 5 minutes to go. Oh, he missed a shot, and that could have been a kill. And RAPHA gets yet another kill. Yup, can't catch a break. Even when he plans the fight properly, he failed to execute there.
With this massive stack advantage, hopefully Yup will be able to get an initial frag, but he's running a straight line to a lot of his shots. He needs to be really cautious on some of the damage he consumes because he's just thrown away his stack. Orbs straight out of there, which I don't blame him at all, and now he's got the high ground with those rockets preparing for the heavy. Manages to get it, and Yup is in no man's land once again, having to back away, spamming those rockets to keep his distance, but RAPHA's very eager to add that 12th frag to his name, and still though doing a little bit more damage as the stacks were a little bit equal, but now RAPHA's being cleared up all the bubbles and all the lights in that regiment.
That's some damage, okay. I'm just hoping to see a frag by Yup at this point in this map, because RAPHA, even when he doesn't really have stack, he seems to somehow still find a way to get the frag. So I find myself cheering for Yup.
Me too. A little bit more heavy machine gun damage there. Not too much from the Pico. Yup is just trying to get away from that LG area. Manages to do so. Good thing he got into the red room because at least he can recover 100 there. And Heavy will be up in the next 10 seconds. He's got the positional advantage here for it, but hasn't really got the stack. Not after that last shotgun shot, especially a tray mark there from RAPHA. Wayne's going to pretend to go for that TP, wait for it to drop down, and there we have it. RAPHA with his 12th frag.
RAPHA just knew where he was going to drop down. He shot that preemptive tribal, and he was spot on. 12 frags to nothing.
So crazy to watch at the moment. You can see Yup's been quite overly aggressive and a little bit predictable in a lot of areas, and for RAPHA, he won't mind how aggressive you are. He knows how to control it with these predictive rockets and with the positional advantage he can always gain. He's more than happy to run in his way every single time, and look at the stack advantage once again. We've only got a minute 45 left on the clock. Yup is just in, again, no man's land, just trying to at least gain some kind of stability or stack, but just can't get anything going. RAPHA just clearly on form.
As he usually is. I don't remember the last time we've seen RAPHA out of shape.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, kill by Yup. Finally, RAPHA jumping over that 25 HP. A couple of seconds of not maximum focus. Very rare, but it's enough for Yup to get a kill. Can he get any more? Oh, no. Sadly, no.
He tried. And straight away with the directs. My goodness me, did not last that long. 1 minute left remaining. And yeah, this was said and done quite a while ago, as he does find it with that Pika to get a bit of damage done, as RAPHA has picked up that Mega. And Heavy's been up for quite a while. I'm interested to see the stats in terms of the item pickups. We know that there's going to be quite a wide difference. How different it's going to be, we'll find out soon enough.
I mean, Yup did control the items for about like a minute or two, but RAPHA has had them all for the majority of the game, and especially those first 4 minutes where he was just circling items without Yup even being able to take a light armor.
Yeah, he wasn't really contesting the items much. He was playing more for info at the very beginning and then started playing overly aggressive, which RAPHA's more than happy to deal with. And there we have it, only 5 seconds left remaining. It's going to be 16-1, maybe make it 17. Go on, treat yourself, 17-1. And that's going to be a nice, comfortable victory here for RAPHA. Kind of what we expected in terms of the map pick, the champion choices as well.
Yeah.
Didn't expect the scoreline, mind you.
Yeah, not the scoreline. It's very rare to have a scoreline this heavy. And as you can see in the items, Yup doesn't even come close to RAPHA's item. 10 less heavy armors. How much is that? 15 less lights and 2 less megas. Yeah. That is a lot.
RAPHA had twice his item, twice the heavier megas in total and almost triple his lights. That's absolute madness. 41% LG.
That's what happens when you play RAPHA, right? That's what I wanted to get Yup's thoughts at the end, just for him to tell us how constricting it is to play versus RAPHA, because he just pressures you everywhere. He takes everything on the map. He does not give you any room to breathe, and when you least want to fight, that's when he forces you to do it.
And you can see that in terms of Yup's speed with his movement and his rotations, he's clearly doing the same thing all the time consistently, but he's now just realizing, oh, actually, you know, RAPHA does this and is expecting this all the time. So now Yup and us need to think twice about the decisions he makes, because he's clearly got this autopilot rotation and the paths he takes, and it's clear as day because he doesn't hesitate when he backs off or re-rotates rounds or tries to recover. It's you can quite tell clearly in some of those instances. So that's when he has to realise now that he's got to make like his second or third choices with what he wants to do in terms of his positioning.
Yes, he's a great learning experience for Yup.
Exactly. Yeah. All about
and I think the turning moment in this match was when RAPHA had a fight versus him and then left him really, really low without killing him, and then took everything on the map. And by the time a fight came along, RAPHA was already super stacked. He got a clean kill and he just got the rotation going for another few minutes. And that was all just planned. RAPHA decided not to kill him there just so he could get all of the maps, all of the items in the map. He just... RAPHA stuff.
Yeah, 3 steps ahead. And now we'll be going to our next map. It will be the Scale versus the BJ. And how do you feel going into this map as well? Because we haven't seen too much Scale. I don't think, to be fair, I haven't actually seen any Scale. Not on stream anyway, but I may have seen a couple of players use Scale so far.
Yeah, on stream we haven't seen any Scale yet, I think.
No, not at all. No, I'm pretty sure this is the first time. Could be wrong. I'm sure chat will probably call me out on it and saying that, no, we've seen Scale a few times, but
that's
we
fine. Yeah, and the thing is, the plan here for Yup has to be trying to take advantage of the major items, because they're pretty much accessible in this map, right? There's the heavy, which you can rain down rockets from below, and the mega, as we watch RAPHA start on the second map with the Scale barrier versus Yup on KeenCon Barcelona 2023.
So let's start things off from RAPHA's perspective once
again.
He catches him straight away, but good LG coming out from Yup. The ball rush comes out, but he's still doing a fair amount of damage. But
that was great dodge by Yup. He managed to avoid the shotgun damage and then the bull rush. And RAPHA kind of wondering, okay, I didn't really get anything with that. Where do I go now? And you can see him taking a couple of seconds just to lay out the master plan. So he should have a plan in sight now. Mega and Heavy at the same time, and RAPHA just he isn't happy with one of them. He wants the frag and he wants both.
Super relentless, and you can see Yup second guessing a lot of his decisions, which is a good thing because he would have been railed to his death, and
great damage by Yup,
been picked up, and good rocket damage coming up there from Yup.
Should be able to get the rail as well. Thing is, RAPHA has so much armor and a big movement advantage right now as well. That rail exchange does not help Yup at all. Oh, and the beautiful rail angle by RAPHA gets him the first kill.
Directly underneath him, and he actually used the dual wield with his nail gun to try and get the trade.
He wasn't really for the trade. It was because RAPHA was going there just to deny the rail, and Yup knew he needed that rail, so it was worth it. Sadly, didn't work out for him. Oh no, he comes down the jump path. It takes so much damage.
Minute and a half in. Yup is still railable, just trying to see what he can find. And RAPHA's just consistently recovering so quickly. Yup is still just trying to find scraps around the map whilst he's stealing all the lights and the heavy across the board. He could just go through the TP here and just give it a go, but in the end, Yup realises that.
Oh, that's a great
fight. Great rotation as well.
Oh, he almost fell.
Even though there's a little bit of a scuffle there, it'll be Yup taking himself out. But does catch him with the dual wield and still manages to stay alive. So trade is possible.
That's fine though, because the Heavy's the next item up, and RAPHA, I'm not sure he's gonna get ready on time. Never mind, he is. It's kill there. Okay, no, he almost was ready on time. If there was one more second, RAPHA would have been there at almost 100. Yup, now pushing for the Mega, finally getting both major items in a row. Can he also get the kill? Raining down rockets on RAPHA, switches to the LG and gets the kill.
Yeah, that's very important there for Yup. Hasn't really got any rocket ammo. Not too much to play with, hasn't got a rail to his name either. We can see what he could do. Tickles him a tad, so at least does a tiny bit of damage. Just waiting for RAPHA's next move whilst he picks up that heavy.
He's going to jump the jumper. That's very dangerous. He does avoid RAPHA, but RAPHA steals the Mega still. Dual wield LG, can he get the kill with it? RAPHA's doing a lot of damage to him.
Oh, 1 HP. And he does manage to recover enough. But he could literally keep Ferrari peeking here with a shot to try and clean him up. But will he get it? He does! Left on 1 HP again.
And RAPHA surely just will just rush him back. He's right behind him. Okay, he escapes with his life. And he has some armor. Not that bad. Can he avoid RAPHA though for the next 30 seconds until he has something more to play with?
Good question. He hasn't got any rockets, so
we can hear RAPHA
defensive rockets.
running around him. He's gotta be panicking. I am, and I'm not even playing.
Okay, imagine he's grabbed some rocket ammo anyway, but he's got to be careful with these rockets. He's trying to push him with a shotty and a ball rush. There we have it. RAPHA making that his full frag.
Heavy spawning soon, and now there he is. He has the dual wield, but decides not to use it with the rockets raining down. Instead, he's going away, and I think RAPHA might just chase that. Because he knows Yup doesn't really have much in the way of weapons. Mega's gonna be up. As usual, RAPHA to collect.
Just biding his time and playing with his food at this point. And he comes up with a dual wield from Yup, but he's gonna bull rush it straight away. He tried to rock it up, which is understandable, but just caught him.
Yeah, a little bit late on the rocket jump. And RAPHA catches him with a bull rush, gets another frag off the spawn. Mega's gonna be up in a few seconds, and RAPHA just seems... I was gonna say unstoppable. I think at this point we just have to say he looks normal.
I have to politely agree. Almost at the halfway stage here, it's still 6-1. Things haven't spiraled too much out of control yet, but the problem is RAPHA's got the perfect rotation of the items, the timing, adapting a lot better to how Yup's playing. Not like he had an issue anyway to begin with, and as we're now at the halfway stage, waiting to go for the TP, manages to get him. Lovely stuff there.
And I'm not sure, I cannot give advice to Yup, because getting a comeback versus RAPHA when you're 6 frags down, it's almost an impossible task.
It just shows the amount of difference there is in the dueling experience between the two, but great rocket damage from Yup, but it's not going to be enough to gain him that second frag, as RAPHA's still looking to recover from the previous bounce. Mega's up in 4, but he's not going to be waiting around and wants to keep himself proactive, so managed to get the bubble, the light. Now
okay,
go
there's
for the
his
TP.
chance, right? 5 minutes in, he gets some items to play with. He gets some weapons, and RAPHA is playing a little bit defensive finally. Let's see if Yup can take this opportunity to show us what he's made of.
As he decides to rotate around to the rail jump pad, which is interesting in itself. He's still got the dual wield with the LG. That dual wield has finished. Has a slightly bigger stack wall. Saying that now, but RAPHA's picked up the light, and Mega will be up in the next few seconds. Will he get in time to contest it? He will not, but for now though, it's looking pretty promising to take this series. Already with that 7th frag deficit, Yup needs to claw back from it. He drops it with the LG as the LG bout between the two, but as RAPHA switched to the rockets, it didn't make too much difference as Yup gets his second frag.
Might get another one, but oh, that's a great dodge of the rocket by RAPHA and gets the frag right back.
Trying to feed the TP, but oh, he was very lucky not to be flying high on that one instant. Yeah, no, literally, I was...
Oh, what a combo by RAPHA. What a great frag that is. We're probably going to see him from his POV on the highlight reel. Oh, nice rocket by Yup as well, but RAPHA just keeps landing the shots.
Just hitting everything. Well, the shotty, yeah, of course, but the rail and the rockets earlier were just absolutely unbelievable.
RAPHA's hard enough to play versus when he's not hitting. Now, if he starts hitting, it's just impossible.
I watched that yesterday. Funny enough, it was on Exile where RAPHA barely won against Vodkax, and Vodkax actually had 2,400 damage with the rail, 50% accuracy. RAPHA only had 400 damage, but still won.
Yeah, like RAPHA just finds a way to win. Like if you go versus Venjur, he's gonna beat you with his rails. If you go versus Razy, he's gonna beat you with his traps. If you go versus Kilson, he's gonna beat you with his rail, and RAPHA just beats you. It doesn't really matter how, he just beats you. he always just finds a way. And on top of that, if he's hitting like he's hitting now, there's not much anyone can do about it. Yep, he's just one more victim of many to come, most likely.
Not wrong at all. There's only a very small amount of players who has the opportunity to take down RAPHA. Sadly, this time Yup will not be one of them, as we've got 2 minutes left in this 12 frag difference. And now RAPHA just standing his ground for now, just trying to assess the situation, as he does find a mid-game with that rail, but he's been taking a little bit more damage, but that's fine. He's already waiting for that mega. That's the whole point of this little situation, and he misses out on the ball rush, but it doesn't matter. He's going to clean them up beautifully there, and RAPHA now up 15 to 2.
Yeah, fair try to Yup, but I don't think anyone can stop RAPHA when he's on this juggernaut mode. There's a kill. Can he get a few more? I'm not sure if the item difference in this map is going to be much different to what we saw in the previous game.
No, it doesn't feel that way anyway. There's been a few trades off and on.
You got a first aid kit on you?
Unless you that one heavy machine gun bullet would have done it, but they're both as weak as each other at the time. Catch him with the first rail. Wait for him to see if he's going to repeat, which he's not, because the heavy is going to be up in the next second.
Yeah, we didn't really see much of Yup's rail in this matchup, mostly due to the speed that RAPHA wanted to play the game at, and Yup wouldn't adapt in a lot of time. Oh, he almost dodges another bull rush, but RAPHA has been doing a lot of damage with him.
He's been on point with the majority of his bull rushes, and if it's for the defensive purpose of getting away or obviously aggression for the damage. Great rockets again. Coming up from RAPHA's going to try clean up with the machine gun, but in the end, not going to happen. RAPHA's going to take him down with the rail once more.
RAPHA just looking on form.
He's looking very, very scary indeed. A very convincing win coming up from RAPHA. GG's from both players, and that is going to be RAPHA comfortably going into the winners semis 2-0 in that series.
And we see at the item picks up again. 13 heavies to 6, 22 lights to 12, and 12 megas to 6. Just RAPHA picks up enough items, more items in one map than Yup picked up in both. That says a lot. When on top of that you're doing more damage and hitting more shots as well, it just gets substantially harder.
And having nearly twice the lights on top of it is absolutely crazy. Both of them hit pretty much the same percentages in terms of rails, and Yup has a slightly higher LG accuracy, but it's only because of the fact that RAPHA fired a lot more shots in comparison and didn't have to deal with the big hitbox.
Yeah, and Yup was just playing versus the scale bear, so it's a lot easier to hit as well. But yeah, just a solid game by RAPHA. We don't often see such big scorelines at this level, especially when it's a tournament this tag, but when RAPHA is hitting shots, anything can happen.
Yeah. That's definitely an understatement. Extremely tough ride here for Yup. But again, Yup will continue his path in the lower bracket. He's already achieved his best placement, so I'm sure he's going to be happy as it is, but he would like to maybe finish at least top 8. One more match in the lower bracket to secure top 8. I'm sure he'll be extremely proud of that. But achieving top 12, considering your last placement was top 20 or top 24 at the Quake Champions previously in 2022.
Yeah, anything Yup does from here on is an extra. He's already done his job, I believe. Even if he has higher ambitions, which he should have, I feel like what he already did in this tournament is he's already proven his value.
Yeah, he certainly has done indeed.
Now it's just the RAPHA highlight show.
It literally
all of the kills that he's gotten.
It literally is. There's nothing more really to say. There's not really much to dissect either. It's just more of an experience on the playing field, really, like with the experience of RAPHA in comparison. And probably Yup needs to work on a lot more in his adaptation and being a little bit less predictable.
Yeah, I mean everyone is predictable in when they play versus RAPHA.
Yeah.
RAPHA just knows what's happening.
It makes you feel that way, doesn't it, every time?
Yup had a really good couple of moments trying to dodge shots here and there, but in the end RAPHA finds a way.
Always does indeed. And you see it, the man himself does win a ticket into the winners semis. Didn't think anything less, as Yup will continue his path in the lower bracket. He is currently in the top 12, and we'll see how he progresses later on. We'll keep you guys updated. If he's not on this stream, he'll be on the Shaftastic TV stream or Maxter Quake stream, so make sure you check those out as well, because we're going to try and cover every single match possible throughout here on this weekend.
Exactly, and we still have a lot more games to go. It's a
I
weekend
know.
full of Quake.
We have plenty to come, so don't you guys worry about that. But we do have another interview with RAPHA to see how he felt about that series and going into the winners' semis.
Yeah, after another comfortable win, I'd say. He's here again for another interview. How do you feel after this one? How did it feel in game? You were hitting pretty well.
Yeah, I feel like I was playing my A+ game, and I think this, if I'm not wrong, this was Yup's first time on a stage. And when it's your first time on stage, you're pretty nervous. So I took that into account, and I just really tried to play like super fast, because when you're nervous, it's really hard to focus on all the timing and to think about what's next. So I always just tried to make him constantly like react, and it worked out. But I think if he just focuses on just taking a deep breath sometimes, just slowing the game down a little bit, he could be a big threat in the lower bracket.
Yeah, maybe. Well, Yup has to go for that lower bracket run no matter what. And you will have to face one of the guys who will be up next on the stream here. What do you think? How is it going to go in that match, and who do you would rather play if you have a preference there?
I don't really have a preference, but I think both showed incredible shape at Foundry, and now, like, even in the group stages yesterday, they were both playing really well here at KeenCon. So if I had to pick, I would probably pick Wenger 2-1, but it would be like no surprise if Avek manages to play like his A+ game and he pulls an upset. So, but yeah, it's going to be a really fun matchup either way. I think we don't play until tomorrow, if I'm correct. So, but yeah, it's going to be an exciting one.
Nice. Thank you for your time again, RAPHA. And I'll send it back to the desk with lethal earnings.